Welcome. Welcome to the Ride Flash Sports Chronicles. Welcome to Ride Flash Sports Chronicles episode 4. Today, we just going to get in and talk about some stuff that's been on my mind lately. And it's really nothing to do with nothing. But it just stuff on my mind like, why do people want to literally steal stuff off your porch? Like Amazon drop off a package, you not home, then somebody steal it off your porch. I never get that in a million years. Like, people work hard for their stuff. Like, if I order something from Amazon, I need it. I don't need nobody to come on my porch and steal it. Maybe they don't steal it from me because they see that I got a ring cam and I can see who come up on my steps. But that's something that I know everybody don't have it. And that to me makes, what should you do? Make sure you home. You know, you got to sometimes really think about what you order. If it's important to you, I'll just tell you to do it at a time you be home. I would also say to you, make sure you get some kind of video surveillance system so you can see when your package is delivered. Or get the Amazon app on your phone and you can follow delivery. Like, literally they'll tell you they one stop away. So you know they one stop away and you home, they'll tell you when they get there. That's one of the things that's here in Philly that I see a lot happening. Also, what I see is a lot of killing, unnecessary people getting killed. And with all these people getting killed or robbed or mugged or whatever it is, does that make you really want to go get your license to carry a firearm? You know, but then with that license to carry a firearm, there are rules and guides that you got to follow before you just could pull out your gun and shoot somebody. So you really got to be careful. Even though I have a license to carry, but you got to be careful. Everybody, you can't shoot. You know what I mean? People get in an argument, oh, I got a gun, I'm going to shoot you. No, that's not how it works. Then we had an incident where somebody was stealing somebody's car and the man shot from his porch and shot the guy. But the guy that owned the car is now getting arrested. One, he didn't have a license to carry and he wasn't in immediate danger. Now they're going to say call the police, and you know with the COVID and everything going on, the call time for police might be a half an hour. He done got the car and going. What should he have done in that instance? Morally, he was right. But at the end of the day, he was wrong. You know, in the court of the law. So people that got these licenses to carry, y'all need to be careful. Really careful about when you pull that trigger. Like, Just because I got a gun and just because you done something to me, mean I got to shoot you. I got to use bodily force or deadly force, if you want to call it that. And, you know, I talk about a lot of different stuff. These are just some of the topics and what's on my mind at the day. So it's not a scripted podcast. I talk about any and everything I feel like talking about. But now, it comes to, and I see this a lot, where people say, this person don't support me, that person don't support me. My thing is this. If you don't support someone, how you expect to get support from them? You know what I mean? So if you have an event or whatever you doing, okay, I rock with JoJo. So I'm going to go check it out. But I tell people a lot of time, when you go on somebody live or they Zoom or anything, say something to let them know you were there. Because, you know, if you don't say nothing, they don't know you there. You know what I mean? They don't got time to look at Fly John just came on my live. No, they busy doing what they doing, so they don't see it. But if you just take the time and say, what's up, how you doing, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be, or you just say, I'm checking in, they will know you there. So, you know, I'm supporting that person. And again, if they don't support you back, fine. Like my man Troy Boy always say, I love you if you don't love me back. I support you if you don't support me back. I support things that I like. I don't support things that people assume that I had to support. I support things that I like. Things that I'm involved with. Of course, I got to support that. But at the end of the day, support goes a long way. It's like networking. I tell people all the time, your network is your net worth. So if you want to get into, like I'm going to give y'all an example. I'm getting into the podcasting space. So now I'm supporting a lot of podcasters that I never supported a day in my life. But to be in a room, I got to support. I got to network. So that goes to show you in anything in life, you had to do this. You know what I mean? You can't be a solo dolo and think everything going to happen. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Even with DJing. No one DJ got successful on their own without a team or somebody helping them. And that goes from the Jazzy Jeff to Scratch, Mel Star, whoever you want to name. You have to support and network with others in order to be successful. You know, it's just what it is. And at the end of the day, everybody, please stop trying to be the best. Please stop putting down a person that you think you better than or you got more skills than. Because at the end of the day, I hear people say skills pay the bills, but networking and marketing pay more bills. So it's not about being the best all the time. You know what I mean? And I always tell people, if you being the best you already won the game. But now, can you actually learn and get better? Yes, you can. But if you being the best you, and the people that you are playing for or doing anything for, it could be cooking, it could be DJing, it could be whatever. If the people that you are performing for like what you're doing, who cares then? I'm just being honest. Like, who cares? But what I've seen in the years of DJing, over 30-something years, that everybody, DJs I'm talking about, always knocking the next DJ. They knocking them for the wrong reasons. Oh, he get the big gigs, but he not skillful as me. You in the game to be skillful, you in the game to make money. Let's call a spade a spade. Like, Jazzy Jeff to me is a sound DJ. But do I think he's the greatest DJ in the world? No. But everybody made Jeff a benchmark to where they want to get and they want their career to go. But if you notice, a lot of people that followed Jazzy Jeff didn't know he was a DJ. Only thing they know, he was the guy from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. A lot of people didn't know Jeff was a DJ. So, with that going to be said, popularity in your city, your state, whatever, yo, just be the best you. And with another thing that I really want to discuss is people worrying about music. I don't care if I have a latest remix with somebody else, but if I know you're a DJ and you do your work and try to find stuff, get your own music, I don't mind sharing that remix with you. But I have a problem with DJs asking for folders. Asking for folders. If we share music, yeah, I might give you a folder because I know you do the work and we share folders together. But you're a DJ that I always see you asking for folders in this group and that group. No, I'm not giving it to you. And it's just what it is. It's not nothing personal. And don't get mad because in this game of being a DJ, it's easier to get music than when I came up being a DJ. I had to buy records. It wasn't no MP3s. It wasn't none of that. I had to buy physical records. And I was looking around, see that I had something right near me, but I didn't. But I had to buy records. Albums, you bought one. But the 12 inches, 9 times out of 10, you bought two. Because, you know, you had your little routine and everything else. And I want to say thanks again to Breakbeat Lou that done Ultimate Beats and Breakbeats. And what he done, he took the breaks and put them on record. He put them on a 12-inch. So you had on one 12-inch, just per se, you had Gotta Be Real by Cheryl Lynn. Then you had Let's Dance to the Drummer's Beat by Her and Coming in Life. Then you had Apache by an Incredible Bongo Band. That was on one side. So you could do a routine if you had two of them off that one sided 12-inch, one with an album. And it wasn't a 12-inch, it was an album back then because it had more than one track. But, and me, why I made that reference, if you ever go back and watch Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff live at Union Square, he just used one record. Two albums. The Ultimate Breakbeats, I think, was volume 3, if I'm not mistaken, where it had all them songs, 1, 2, and 3. So his whole routine was done with 2 records. But it's different now. It's easier to get music. And you know this funny thing about, since it's easier, you consume more music. You consume a lot more music. And should you have 100,000 records on your hard drive? Or should you have 5,000 records? To me, there's no right or wrong answer to this. You know what I mean? Some people is ain't aware they gonna redo the metadata and put it into they liking. Well, this funk, this my party folder over here, this my chill folder over here, this my rock folder down there. So it's all how you do it. But like I tell people, it's more than one way to skin a cat. So the way you do your crates and your music, that's what you do. I'm not gonna hate on you. I could care less. As long as it works for you, you find a system that works for you. Another thing that I see and I talk about, and this is just my opinion. Everything on this podcast is my opinion. You know, opinions like assholes, everybody have one. But I just can't see a 50 or 55-year-old man doing a Sweet 16 party. It's just me. Or I ain't gonna say that, a 21-year-old party. I feel that a lot of times you're not in tune to what they in tune to. And then you a DJ, you looking at them dance month, I might mistake that you looking at that little grass. You want to be a grandfather. So, is it okay or isn't it? I mean, that's opinion and that's how you feel. But I feel though, I'm not with it. So that's on you. Another thing, DJs, please stop being brand whores. Like, everything Pioneer makes is not the greatest. Everything Newmark make is not the greatest. Everything that Rain make is not the greatest. Find out what works for you. If that works for you, fine. But stop saying this better than that and this is better than that. Like, what makes, I'm going to give y'all an example. The NS7, Rain 1, Rev 7. And you know, everybody going to say the Rev 7 is the best because that's the latest and greatest thing out. But I know people that still rocking with NS7. I know people that still rock the Rain 1. So you use what you use. Stop. I know people that use controllers, and I'm tired of that debate. Controller, DJ, all that shit don't make no sense to me. I had turntables, I had controllers. I have CDJs also. I just like turntable because I like to play world records. I play records. I play records. That don't mean you have to play records. I play records because that's what I grew up on. That's why I play records. It give me that nostalgia and it give me that feel back of back in the day. And I agree that a lot of people didn't come up in my time. A lot of DJs, and you might be my age, but you just started DJing 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Do you? Again, I use this to say what you eat don't make me shit. So what you use is what you use. So, and it's just little things like, how do y'all feel about an older, let me just use a 50-year-old man dating a 20-year-old girl or young lady? How do y'all feel about that? Some would say it's all right. And I think most people without children would say that, or most people that don't have a daughter would say that. But if you have a child, you won't want to see a 4-year-old man dating your 20-year-old daughter, or vice versa. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. So a lot of times, I think different than I think when I was in my 20s. Now that I'm 54, I think different because I'm a father. I'm somebody's parent. So I have to think like a parent. And one thing about a parent, you can't turn it off and on. You're a parent from the day your child was born, so you can't cut it off and on. From that day, you're a parent. But you look at things different as being a parent than you looked at them when you was younger, before you had kids. If that makes sense to anybody. And as a parent, sometimes we make mistakes. And I tell people, there's no handbook in being a great parent. It's no handbook. Every child is different. Every situation is different. So stop trying to be the greatest father or greatest parent you can be. Because what you think is right can be wrong. Can be wrong in that situation. Like, I tell people, I do the best I can be. And if I'm doing the best I can, I already won the game. So that's how I look at stuff in life. I just be the best me. And at the end of the day, I tried my best. And that's all you can do. I hear people all the time with like young girls out there strung on drugs and prostituting and all that, but came from a very good family. Does that make the parent wrong? Or did they fail as a parent? I don't think so. Because you could teach everybody what you need to teach them, and they're going to go out here and do what they want to do. You know what I mean? And it's just what it is. Like, we got to stop. I hold everybody accountable, but you got to be held accountable for what you do. You got to be. Let me check some of these comments. What up, BB? What up, Mike L? Big Dooley said, I see you. What's up, D? I see you, Daryl. But what I said about Newmark is everybody. I said stop being brand horse for one. But Newmark, Rain, Pioneer, whatever works for you, works for you. I never heard somebody doing a party and tell a DJ, well, you can't do my party because you're using the Newmark NS7. I never heard nobody say, I'm going to hire you just because you use the Rain 1. No, that ain't how it goes. So, again, use what you use. If you like Pioneer and that works for you, use it. If you like the Rain 1, again, use it. If you like the NS7, use it. And so forth and so on. It's not what you use. Let's keep it about the music. And I think a lot of people worry more about skills than the music. Let's start playing some real records and let's start breaking records again. But a lot of people ain't going to break records. And nobody want to take that chance. Sometimes you got to throw that curveball. And you'd be surprised. As long as it go with what you're playing, they won't probably know is a new record or not. But the thing is, to me, that nobody break records is because everybody getting the same music from the same record pools. That's what it is. And nobody wants to be different. You know, sometimes you got to be different. I mean, that's why you got vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. They all different flavors. You find your flavor and you just be a different flavor. That's all. Everybody not going to be a Mel Star, a Jazzy Jeff, or a DJ Scratch, or a Grandmaster Flash. You got to be you. If you got in this game of DJing, what did you get in it for? Did you get it to be famous? Did you get in because you love music? Did you get in because you like to make people happy? What one did you do? You know? And a lot of times people everybody want to be famous. But it comes to price with fame. You know? But then that price is, do you know everybody's not going to be famous? Everybody's not going to make a lot of money from being a DJ or whatever you do. Everybody's just not going to be that top guy. You got to realize that going in. But again, I tell y'all, if you be the best you can be, you already won. That's it. That's cut plain and simple. Be the best you can be. You know, I started out with a lot of DJs. Am I better than some? Yes. But I don't look at me being better. But I started out with some guys that took it out the park. I came up with the Handmaster Flash, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Cash Money. So, but in my hood, was I the man? Yes, Rod was the shit. Rod Flash was the shit. That's all I wanted. As long as I got respected in my neighborhood, that's all I wanted. But other people, I want to be the man. I want to be a worldwide DJ. I want to travel overseas. That's not in everybody's cards. Everybody can't do that. But again, I tell people I play music because I love it. Not because I'm the most skillful DJ ever. No. I play music because I love it. Music is like therapy to me. I could have a bad day at work. I could come down here, throw on some records, and it give me that feel like, damn, I'm back in my younger days. I could play records that give me a certain feeling. Also, I could do it on the computer, but I get that feel of playing real records as nostalgia for me. And this take me to that little teenage boy that I once was. So that's why I do it. So it's not about always worrying about, see, I don't worry about what nobody else think, and that's just me, but I could care less. Because I'm going to be all right playing music or playing without playing music, but I'm always going to play music prior to the day I die, and it's real shit. I just love music. That's why I don't play all the hip-hop music, even though I have it. If anybody listens to me play, I love oldies because that brings me back to a place and time of my life. And I feel as though that was good music. And that's all this is about. But once again, thanks everybody for tuning in. This was a quick podcast just to put some content out. Peace.